Ameriie, and I'm here to talk to you about 10 ways to find balance in your life. I know so many of us are so busy. It seems like everybody's busy these days, right? Like no one's ever not busy, but I think it's really good to have ways to kind of decompress, especially because when you get so busy, you can just feel almost overwhelmed or burdened or kind of lost in everything, you know, like when you can just feel like the days are going by, you're going through it, but you're almost going through the motions because you're not really present because you're so distracted or you're so busy and you're so stressed out. So these are 10 tips to help you de-stress and hopefully get some clarity in your life. And I wrote them down in a notebook that my dad gave me. So, number one is to take some me time. Me time can be anything from getting your nails, your hair, going for you guys, going to the barbershop, whatever it is. Doing whatever it is that makes you feel like put together. You know, I'm not a huge fan of getting my nails done only because I'm like watching like a hawk whatever anyone's doing. So to me, it's not really relaxing. But at the same time, when my nails are done, I feel like it's a nice, you know, polished look. Although I go, you know, with bare nails all the time. So for me, I think it's more of the massage, which is another thing that I mentioned in here, is going for a massage. I deny massages all the time. There's so many places you can go get massages. Some of them are really expensive. Some of them are pretty, I would say pretty affordable. And you don't have to do it every week or anything like that, but just every now and then treat yourself. I always feel so much better afterward. It's also really healthy. Just make sure you drink a lot of water after your massage because you are releasing toxins. Another thing, taking a long shower. Long showers, bubble baths, going to bed a little early with a book, reading, having that time out. This is just really what this me time is about, is having time out of your day where you're not talking to anyone, where no one's talking to you, where you're not thinking about your phone or answering emails, and you're just being really, really present in that short amount of time. Number two, meditate. Now this is not the meditating in which you're focusing on something and you're doing like law of attraction and it's not that. I mean meditating where you're really just like emptying your mind, you're focusing on your breaths until you're not thinking about anything, until you're super, super just clear. I don't want to say empty because actually you're kind of getting full in a way. It's really weird. I would say 10 minutes in the morning or 10 minutes at night. I used to do it every now and then. I was trying to get into it. It took, at the time it was in the beginning, so it would take me about 15 minutes before I could even get to that state. But when I did, it was like this weird, I don't want to say emptiness, but like this super duper tranquil place, you know, meant that I would be mentally, and it would really, really really give me a lot of energy to just like sustain me through the day. But it was just this weird kind of floating kind of presence that I would have. But they say that if you do it more, you can get there faster. But if you're beginning, don't be surprised if it does take you 15 to 20 minutes even for those voices and your thoughts to quiet. And you don't want to fight those thoughts. You just want to let them come, let the voices come, and then let them go. Don't ponder on them. Don't try to think, empty my mind, because that's a thought. Just let everything happen and then just like let them all filter out on their own. 10 minutes in the morning and or 10 minutes at night really, really makes a big difference. Number three, get off of your phone. Social media, I wrote social media can trigger FOMO. The thing about the phone is you're always available to other people and you're always open to other voices. So if you're trying to find that balance, if you're trying to find balance in your life, you need to focus on yourself. But it's hard to do that when you're on your phone a lot because everyone else is trying to get in contact with you, or if you're on social media especially, you're seeing other voices, seeing other things, hearing other opinions. What's everybody else doing? Should you be doing that? Should you not be doing this? Oh, you didn't see that. Oh, you didn't think about this. Just get off of your phone for a while. It's really, if you can get off of your phone for more than a few days, I know that's really, outside of like work emails are really important things, but let's just say like even social media, if you can do that for 3 days, you'll be amazed at how light you feel and how focused on what it is that you need to do. It's hard to focus on your own intentions and your own dreams, your own goals, if you're too busy filtering out the noise that everyone else has going on. Number four, don't be afraid to say no. For some of us, it's really, really difficult to decline invitations, or if someone needs help, you know, to pitch in, which is a great thing, but sometimes you can overextend yourself, and when you're overextended, it just stresses you out because you get behind in everything that you need to do. Also, you have less time to have that me time, have that decompression time. So depending on your personality, you will need more or less of this. I'm very extroverted and I love people, but I'm actually an introvert with extrovert qualities. So whenever if I go out on a Thursday or Saturday or whatever it is, I almost need multiple days to kind of like recover from that, because I'll feel very drained. Like, I love to be around my friends, but at the same time, I need that time to like recover, if that makes any sense. I think it's because when I'm around people, I'm like really like into it, and then I need that time to kind of get back centered again, calm down, basically, to calm down. So yeah, don't be afraid to say no. For some of us, it needs to be the year of yes, like Shonda Rhimes, but for a lot of us, it's yes to life, but no to things that overextend you. Now I want to get into unburdening. And number 5 would be unburden yourself of things that you don't need. I'm talking possessions. I'm talking the things that you have in your house that you don't need anymore, that you don't use anymore, clothes that you don't wear. Even if you wear them a little bit, maybe you just don't wear them that much. I actually started kind of like getting rid of a lot of things that I don't want or need anymore, and I just felt physically and mentally lighter. Like, when your environment is a lot clearer, and I don't want to seem more spare necessarily, because you don't have to be Spartan about it. At the same time, even if you don't go like full on minimalist, just getting rid of the clutter. You know how like you can have a clean house, but there's an area of your room or in your kitchen, like the counter, or maybe there's a drawer. It just starts to become the junk drawer or the clutter drawer, or if your room, you're like, that's your stuff corner, where you're like, oh, it's the things that you meant to like put away, but you never got around to it, or the things that you meant to hang up, but you never got around to it, or I thought I wanted to get rid of this, but I didn't, and so now I'm keeping it because I'm still deciding. That stuff will stay there for weeks sometimes. And basically, if you haven't needed it in weeks, if you haven't needed it in years, just get rid of it. There are some things that I love to keep, like sentimental things, especially like clothes that my mom gives me, or just sentimental stuff. Like, I'm a big advocate for keeping those things, because I understand how it feels to have that connection and not want to get rid of it. However, you don't need to keep everything, and especially when it comes to things that have no sentimental value, but let's just say, oh, I just might wear that. I think I'm gonna wear that. Or I wanted that notebook for something, but I don't know what it's for. Just start going from room to room and being really hardline, unless it has extreme sentimental, value to you. But hardline, let's get rid of this stuff. When you're like surrounded by junk and things that are just like clinging to you, it's really a lot harder to kind of just find that direction, and you can just feel kind of like you're just stagnant. And a lot of times I believe that stuff is symbolic, but it can make you feel stagnant and actually stagnate you because you're just burdened with things. Unburden yourself of unhealthy relationships. I'm not saying you need to cut people off or cut everyone off. Well, yeah, I guess I am kind of saying that, right? If it's an unhealthy relationship, if it's a frenemy, this sounds okay. One, you can have a frenemy. Obviously, you need to cut that person off. But you may actually be friends with someone who is kind of very draining, because maybe they're very emotionally needy. Maybe they just are very negative, but they're still a good person. I say this with a caveat, because I don't believe that you should be the type of person who, when a friend of yours is in need, that you just cut and run. But I'm not really talking about when a friend is going through something. I'm talking about someone who is just all the time just very draining, because they're really, really negative. Their mode is constantly just on drain. But I don't want you to just like cut anyone off. And that's why this one's kind of difficult. Only you can really assess this kind of relationship in your life. Someone who every time have something really great to say, but you tell that person, they're always talking about all the negative things about it, and it almost can dissuade you from even attempting the thing that you were talking about. So you go to them with something that you're really excited about, but when you leave, it's always a downer. That's kind of obvious. I'm talking about the people who are good people, but may just be draining, and maybe you're not in the same place in your life, but you just don't want to just cut someone off because they're inconvenient. Part of the thing about being a friend is helping the people in need, and sometimes you need help and sometimes they need help, and you want to kind of raise each other up and be each other's support system. So, but you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you've outgrown that person, that kind of thing. But that's a hard thing though to decide. Number 7, eat cleaner, exercise right. better health, better body, etc. It's not about looking good or anything like that. It's really just about taking care of yourself. Some people like to exercise or go for that walk early in the morning because they feel like they go into their day. One, you're burning a lot of calories and you can raise your metabolism if you exercise early. And they like to go into that day feeling like they've already accomplished something. Other people like to exercise at night after the day is over because they feel like it's a good way to kind of bring the day down and calm them down and get them ready for bed. So everyone's different. For me, I like the sense of accomplishment of exercising early. However, I noticed that it makes me tired. And now people are like, oh, you have so much energy. I'm like, I'm ready to take a nap. Number 8, reassess where you are and where you want to go. All of us, usually around birthdays or, the new year, we start to think about the goals that we've had, how long we've had them, what we want to do, what have we done so far to get us there, are we doing everything that we can do to get us there, and what do we have to do next? Taking that time out to actually not just think about it randomly, but really sitting down and saying that this is going to be your time to mindfully think about that makes a difference too. Especially, honestly, I feel especially after like unburdening yourself with the physical things that I was telling you about. That's to me is like a good first step for when it comes to the reassessment. The other stuff, that's really great for finding balance, but when we're going into this reassessment thing that I'm talking a lot with my hands. I don't know. Sometimes I just get into it. I don't know why. Before you even start thinking about where you want to go, let's just like get rid of some of this baggage. Let's get lighter. Travel light, travel far, that kind of thing. After that, really take that mindful time to reassess where you want to go. Number 9, you want to journal. You can just write it on a piece of paper. I think writing down your goals is a really, really great thing. It's just, as far as like putting that energy out into the universe, it's really good, but it's also kind of like make something concrete, like it's a real goal. Also, the act of writing can sometimes help you think things through. What is it with all this, like, I don't know, it's the hands today. But writing can really help you think things through in a different way. Because you're writing it down, you're like numbering them number 1, or maybe putting a little bullet point. It can just actively get you thinking about things that you wouldn't normally go to. And number 10, I love this one, have gratitude. It's so easy when we're searching for balance, when we're feeling cluttered, when we feel like we haven't gotten to where we want to get yet. It's so easy to forget to feel grateful for what we have, for where we are. Not even appreciating ourselves and the accomplishments we've already achieved. I don't know what it is that you want to do in life. I don't know what your goal is. But as long as you have breath in you, as long as you are breathing, there is a chance. There is another day, it's another possibility for you to get to where you want to go. And you don't want to give up, but you also want to have clarity in what's happening. And the first step is gratitude, actually. Is the first step to everything. Maybe this should have been number 1, but I'm glad that we're ending it on this one. Think about the things you're thankful for, what you already have. And with the law of attraction, they say if you're thankful and you appreciate what you have, then you'll get more. If you don't subscribe to that, I still say it's good energy, because when you can appreciate what you do have, it puts you in a better, positive state. And instead of coming from that energy of lacking something, you're coming from that energy of abundance. Again, I guess we're getting kind of into more of a new agey speak, but I always say new age is really old age. Old stuff just rebranded. I actually like to start and say, what am I thankful for in the morning? And we do it as a family, and then get out of that bed, ready to go. I used to get out of the bed like this, like I jump out of the bed and just like, stick a landing like a gymnast. And now that I'm a mommy and I get out of bed with my son, so I just carefully like do a tiny little hop, or like more of a bounce, and then I teach him to put his arm up too, so you go into the day like a champ. Yeah, that was my elbow. That didn't hurt though. It sounded like it. Anyhow, these are my 10 tips for finding balance in your life, things that can help you find balance. I'm sure you can think of a lot more, but I think this is a great starting point for us all. I hope you liked the video. I hope you found some things that are helpful. Don't forget to like the video. If you liked it, please share the video, because I'm sure you'll think of somebody who needs to find balance, because I think it's pretty much just about everyone these days. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye!